I just wanted to give you a quick review of this phone that I've had for a while, and I've repurposed it. This came a while ago. I got this from a seller on eBay. This actually came from Japan. This is the Sharp Aquos Zeta. It's Sh-0E model. Now, the reason I didn't review it when I got it was somebody borrowed it. So, and you'll see, look at the mess they made of the back. But anyway, no problem, because I got this for, I think it was $40. Now, this is not a new phone, and I think it came out 2012, 2013. But I wanted to just share my thoughts with you because when it came back after its travels, it traveled to Thailand for a few months, hence the scratches. Um, uh, I, I didn't obviously need it, but I thought, what can I use it for? So anyway, quick rundown of the specifications is it's a quad-core processor, have a single SIM, and it's got these annoying flaps similar to the Sony. There, the SIM card and memory card go there. It has a 720 HD screen, which is the IGZO type of screen. So I really rate this screen. I think it's absolutely beautiful for it's not even full HD. Quad-core processor. It's 2 GB of RAM, 16 megapixel rear camera, and I believe the front camera is 5 megapixel. I could be wrong. I could be right. And the internal memory is 32 GB of space, and of course with the aforementioned SD card slot. Now, the best thing about this phone, I would say, is the front. I still think it looks pretty good with this blue color. The screen, I think, is really, really excellent. Um, Even though the back is all scratched, as you can see, I just thought that the back just made the phone look, I don't know, it just wasn't particularly thought out, in my opinion. You can see here it actually has, because it came from, it's a Docomo phone, came from Japan. It has an aerial here, must be for some kind of TV stuff that they can get in Japan. And when it did come, of course, it was in Japanese, and it was actually locked. So I had these uh, instructions from the seller, which I managed to work out and get it to be in English, plus to unlock it. So for $40, I thought at the time it was a pretty decent buy, and that was free shipping as well. So spec wise, I mean, now this is, it's more than nearly, it's 5 years old actually. So it's not going to be a speed demon, but for the most part works pretty well. Now I did just install Antutu on this, and the 3D app would not load. So this is saying has a score of 20,049. 20,491. I feel that it's faster than that. So, my opinion would say that's probably near and up to the 30,000 mark, really. But for some reason, I could not get the Antutu 3D to work. So, why did I want to talk about it? Okay, well, I just want to talk about any phone that you have lying around that has an amount of storage space and SD card slot, because I'm now, rather than using this as a phone, I don't really need a phone, but I still really like the screen. So I'm using this now as my Bluetooth media center. I have all my music on there, and the sound from in fact, even before with my Jaybird X2 Bluetooth headphones, I thought the sound from this was really good. With the Sony, these ones, let me show you with these ones. You see them. I think the sound is still pretty excellent. So, you know, when I'm out cycling, now that winter is here in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, this really makes a excellent. I'm just showing you the media player here. I didn't download any other media player. I'm just using the stock one. Try and show you without the light being there. So I'm using this when I'm on my cycling in the evening, and you know, to me this is better than an iPod. The sound is excellent. I don't need to use iTunes. I can still use this as a phone if I wanted to, and you know, it really is a good idea if you have a decent enough phone, that has a decent enough sound. You can repurpose it with using it as your iPod, which you know. This has worked out really well for me. You can see that it's really shiny, so I'm trying not to get that overhead light there. You see this wee guy walking here. Now there's still a lot of Japanese apps and stuff on there, and most of these you can't delete, and you can of course put on your own launcher, but at the moment when I reformatted this when it came back from Thailand, I was too lazy to put a launcher on, so here obviously is where the micro USB is, and another one of these annoying flaps. Call quality is excellent, so you might be able to, and I believe in America these were the Sharp, one of the big companies had these for under contract. So there's obviously different ones available, and this is why they're so cheap to buy now. So perhaps if you were looking for something a wee bit different, and also you didn't want to pay a lot of money, then you know you could think about the Sharp Aquos Zeta, because really this screen, I don't know if it's this IGZO, and you can Google it. If this technology, to me the screen is very vibrant. The colours are excellent, and it's 4.9. It's not 5-inch screen. I think it's less than 5 inches. It could be 4.7. The screen is very sharp. Excuse the pun. But it is a very decent screen. Now the body in itself, I mean the front I still think looks good, but the body, I mean it's plastic, so it don't. It feels pretty decent in the hand, but it's it don't look like it's particularly you know, premium, which is a bit of a shame. But yep, it's still a pretty decent. Let me just take a photo of Ed. That's Ed from Ed Bishop from UFO. So let's see here. I'm trying to get this. So this 16 GB camera. So there I'm zooming in. I don't know if you can see it, but there's not a lot of noise there. Only once we start getting up to old Ed's eye. But you can see it's grainy. But yeah, the camera is very decent. So you know, it could be your portable player out jogging with your. It's my daughter. Out jogging with, or out on your bike, whatever it is, could be your portable player. And ultimately, you know, you're not spending a fortune on a bloody iPod Touch. Now I have an old iPod Classic that I also use when I'm out on the bike, and I believe this has NFC as well. And my iPod Classic was the 80 GB version, and I watched a YouTube video and it showed you how to upgrade it. So I bought a 128 GB hard drive, and I watched the video again, and it wasn't as easy as what the video you know, made it look like. The case and really removing the case, actually changing the hard drive and etc. wasn't that difficult, but getting into the case was so tight. And then even with the tools that I had, and I'm not particularly handy with tools, but with the tools that I had, I managed to, with one of these spudgers I got in, but it kind of bent some of the case, and warped it out of shape, because it was so difficult to get into. So I managed to change the hard drive and get it all working, etc. But I could not get the case to fit particularly well, so I had to eventually just buy like a kind of protective case to put it in. I mean, it all stuck together and it won't fall apart, but it doesn't aesthetically didn't look that good, so it wasn't that easy. Plus, no Bluetooth, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. So for me, if I dropped this or I lost it or something like that, okay, it's only $40. It's fine. It can still be used as a phone if I need to give somebody an emergency phone or whatever. So, but the most important thing really was the sound. I'm just really impressed over the with my Sony Bluetooth speakers. So that's really what I wanted to just show you, because people like me who like to pick up second-hand stuff, etc. on eBay, this is still a really good phone, and you could probably get it really cheap, and it's still miles better than some of the newer budget phones that you can pick up. So I'd rate the screen. It's a quad-core processor, and I mean it's fast enough for daily use. It's not the speediest, but look, more than enough. So I just wanted to share that with you. The Sharp Aquos Zeta SH, what did I call it? 02E. That's it. Any questions, comments, etc., etc. I will do my best to. Good wee media player as well. I've watched some movies on there, and it's very nice. The screen is almost like an LED, or even though it's LCD, LED type AMOLED screen, really. So anyway, that's my thoughts. Great sound, great wee media player. That's it. Bye.